Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm not sure what happened. I lost my internet there, so hopefully you are still with me. And I apologize. I'm going to get my IT guy to go check on the internet just to make sure that doesn't happen again. Alrighty, so hopefully you're still with me. Okay, so we were just about to um, come up onto our hands and knees. So if you're just joining, I apologize. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but we are back. So finding your tabletop position here, you can have your toes tucked or toes flat on the ground. Let's travel through some cat-cows to warm up our spine. Dropping our belly, lifting our gaze. The tail goes long behind you. Cow. And with your exhale, curling in like that scary Halloween cat. And traveling through 3 more of those with your own breath, linking breath with movement. Adding any authentic movement that feels good in your body. Last one, wherever you are. Coming back to a neutral spine. If your toes aren't tucked, tucking your toes, lifting your hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. So pedaling out your heels, wagging out your tail, showing some love to your hips here. Maybe closing your eyes if that feels okay, allowing your body once again to travel through any authentic movement that it may be craving here. Sometimes closing the eyes just allows you to come inward, and you may feel more comfortable to move your body more authentically. And when that feels complete, coming back to stillness, bending your knees, looking to the top of the mat. Can you travel there? Inhaling allows a flat back. Exhale, folding in before rising all the way up. Come sweeping up to stand. Hands come all the way down to your heart. Just take our hands by our sides in Tadasana just for a breath, not wanting to stay here too long. So we're just warming up, lifting your toes off the mat. And one toe at a time, slowly letting your toes reconnect to the earth, feeling that connection, allowing your heart to shine here. And let's flow. Let's take your inhale. And this time bowing over your soft knees as you fold in. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping back to your first vinyasa. So honoring your body here, high or low plank. You can always take your knees down to the mat, hugging elbows to your body, all lowering yourself all the way down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Let's take our hands as wide as the mat by our temples, coming up on our tented fingers as we're focusing on our heart today. Let's breathe our heart and chest up off the mat. Little baby cobra. And exhaling, allow yourself to come back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Linking breath with movement. Heart leading the way. Shining your heart forward. 1 more. Inhale brings your breath up. Head, chest, shoulders. Maybe shining your heart forward. And exhaling, coming back down. Hands come back under shoulders. Toes are tucked. Downward facing dog. Always an option to travel to your table on your way there. Bending your knees, looking to the top of the mat when you travel there. Big step, little tippy toes, or maybe a jump. Inhaling to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, folding in before rising all the way up. Come sweeping up to stand. Automatically bowing over your soft knees. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, planting your hands. You got it. Chaturanga Dandasana. Higher low plank. Shining your heart forward with your cobra. Downward facing dog. So we have a few flows today as it's a vinyasa class. Always an option to stay in your down dog as your home base. Skip the flows. Maybe take it up if you want to add some push-ups there. You choose your practice. Can you breathe your right leg long behind you? Bending your knee, stepping it forward to the top of your mat. Taking your left foot up on a 45, rising up, warrior one. So bending deeply into your right knee, left foot's on the 45, like your toes are pointing to the number 11 on the clock. Left heel's flat on the mat, hips are forward, closed hip posture. Let's take our hands into cactus arms here, opening up our hearts. Beautiful. Taking your hands behind you, clasping your fingers, taking your arms long down your spine. And if this is causing any issues with your shoulders, you can clasp opposite elbows or your lower arms. So your inhale, if you're taking your clasp fingers, let your hands come long down your spine, tall spine. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling, bowing your heart forward. Humbling our warrior here. Letting hands come down to the mat. Walking your toes so that both feet are facing forward. You're in a wide-legged forward fold here. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, folding in. And we're going to keep walking till that your left foot is facing the back of the mat. And your right foot is now coming up into warrior one on the second side. Once again, opening your arms into our cactus arms. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can lengthen with your inhale and exhale. See if you have some length here, just to shine your heart forward a little bit. So the back bend. Only if you've got that length in your spine. Nice. Checking in. Can you go deeper into your front knee? Nice adjustment. Allowing your inhale to let your spine come back to neutral if you had been in your back bend. Taking hands behind your back once again, changing the clasp of your hands. I know that's different when we mix that up. So once again, offering yourself clasping your elbows or your lower arms if taking the hand clasp is causing any issues with your shoulders. Wherever you are, inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, bowing yourself forward as your left shoulder finds your left knee. Checking in as your hips still square. As we exalt our warriors here, humble our warriors here. The yin and the yang of our warrior poses. Offering humility here. Letting hands come back down, letting left toes come back to the front, this left side of your mat. Toes are both facing forward once again. You're in this wide-legged forward fold. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Walking your hands over to your right foot, clasping onto right shin or ankle, whatever's available. Can you breathe your heart open to the right side in this lunge twist? Knees are still soft here. Letting right hand come down as you walk back to center, coming all the way over to the left side this time. Right hand finds your shin or your ankle. And you breathe your left arm open, shining the left side. One long line from your left foot to your left hand. Your inhale lets you untwist, coming back to center. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, coming one more time in your forward fold. For walking, your hands forward, your feet follow. And can you step your left foot to meet your right foot at the top of the mat? Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, folding in. For rising all the way up, come sweeping up to stand. Taking your hands to your heart. Hands by your side in your Tadasana. I'm just going to come forward so you can see me. Let's transition into tree pose, giving us some balance here, some testing of our balance. You transition your weight into your left foot as you make a kickstand with your right foot. And finding your expression of tree, sometimes taking hands to hips can help, or focusing on one spot on the floor. Keeping right knee open. If it's in your practice, you can take your right foot up into your inner thigh, but only if that's not compromising your knee. You don't want your foot against your knee. And maybe you grow branches, or maybe it's breezy out. If you really want to challenge your balance, you can close your eyes. That feels okay. All this ice, it's nice to focus on your balance for every once in a while. Letting your hands come down if you've grown branches, right knee comes in, steps right foot to meet left, and shake your legs up. Inhaling. And exhale, bring that back to your heart as we transition to second side. So you can take your hands to your hips as you transition your weight over to the right side, starting with that kickstand with your left foot. And finding your tree pose on second side. And finding some love for yourself in this posture, knowing that one side can be completely different than the other. Acknowledging that. Loving the differences from side to side. Or even maybe the difference from one day to another. Giving yourself that love and acknowledgement that you would give to anyone else trying something new. And letting hands come back to center if they were tree branches. Hands come to your heart. Left knee closes up like a book and shaking your legs off. Inhaling, come sweeping up as we bow over our soft knees. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, stepping back. Transitioning over to the outer edge of your right foot into your side plank. So you can stay here in side plank. There's lots of options. Or you can come down to your knee and stretch your left foot out. But since it's a heart opening class, if it's in your practice and you want to step your left foot back and go into Wild Thing, you can go there. If you're in Wild Thing, coming back to your side plank just for a breath as we transition back into Downward Dog to reset. Nice job. So you know we're going on to second side. So pivoting on to the left outer edge of your left foot. Left arm is underneath left shoulder. Side plank here. Coming down onto your knee. Or if Wild Thing is in your practice, stepping right foot back. High on the ball of your right foot. Letting your heart fall open. Express your Wild Thing. If you're in Wild Thing, traveling back through side plank just for a breath to reset. Finding your down dog. And rinsing out with one final vinyasa. And meeting in child's pose. Ten breaths in your child's pose to reset. Seeing how you're feeling in this child's pose. Sometimes this is a posture which is very challenging. Maybe your mind begins to have thoughts once again. So can you come back to your breath? Come back to the space that we're practicing in. And invite some thoughts into maybe what you loved about the last 25 minutes of class. Maybe trying something new and your feelings associated with that. Can you offer your body some love in the form of breath? Allowing an inhale with a sigh, exhale, pass through your lips. And when you feel ready, coming down all the way onto your belly. So your legs are stretched out long behind you. You're up on your elbows, finding your Sphinx posture. If this is causing any issues with your back, you're going to come down a little bit on your elbows. And you want your elbows a little bit ahead of your shoulders. So legs are long behind you, tail is long behind you. It's a great posture for strengthening your back. And also an opportunity to shine your heart forward here. Can you find softness here for 10 breaths? 3 more. Letting your head and shoulders come down. Hands could be by your side. Taking right ear to the mat. And come back to center. Inviting left ear to the mat now. And back to center. Letting right arm come out to a T, palm face down. Taking left hand up on your tented finger, just like you did with that baby cobra earlier in class. Bending left knee. Can you breathe your head and shoulders up off the mat as your left foot comes over across your body, finding the floor behind your right leg. Extended wing posture. So checking in with that right arm, walking the right arm down if you have any issues with your shoulder, or walking your hands closer to your head if you want to get a little deeper in that stretch. And you can settle the left arm down on your elbow, checking in to make sure chin is tucked. You're returning to that feeling of love and expressing love. Maybe there's part of your body that may be calling for attention in this posture. And can you send breath there, allowing yourself to soften. Your inhale lets you unwind. Forehead comes back down to the mat. This time, left arm stretches out to a T, palm face down. Right hand comes off the mat. You're on your tented fingers. Bending into right knee this time. Can you breathe your head and chest up as you let right hip step on top of left, and that right foot finds the floor behind your left leg. Checking in with that left arm, that left shoulder. Any issues, we're going to walk our hands more towards our feet. If you're going to want to get a little deeper, you're going to walk your hands up closer to your head. And that right arm can come down on your mat. You can settle into your lower arm, flattening on the mat, checking in with your chin, making sure it's humble. And can you settle and soften here? Extended wing on the second side. Slowly beginning to unwind, letting yourself fall back over gently onto your mat, pushing yourself up to a seat. And we're going to find ourselves all the way back down onto our backs here, letting feet find the floor, knees are bent. We're going to slowly raise our hips up as we walk our feet closer to our seat. And find your bridge posture. Your next exhale, let your seat come down. Maybe you walk your feet back out, letting anything go. Do that again. Walking your feet as close to your seat as they can find. Lifting your hips up. Maybe this round, walking your feet in a little bit further or walking your shoulders under. Maybe your fingers tuck all your ankles here. Or if you want to get a little deeper, you can clasp your hands, pulling the hands down like in our warrior one earlier, letting your heart shine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unclasping your hands, letting your hips come down, walking your feet down, shoulders untucked, letting anything go. Letting knees come into chest, rocking from side to side to reset. Letting your feet come down, walk your feet as wide as your mat, knees knock in, hands by your side. Can you invite some windshield wipers from side to side? And the next time your knees fall to the right, can you leave them there? And letting your hands fall by your side, your gaze can be over your left shoulder. So supine twist. You can get deeper into that twist if you want to take your right heel and hook it over your left knee. Gaze can be over your left shoulder. Your eyes can be closed if that feels okay. Slowly allowing your breath to begin to soften. Your inhale lets your head come back to center. Your left foot finds the floor. Figure 4 with your right foot still hooked over your left knee. You can stay there or you can needle and thread to the window of your leg, bringing your left knee towards your nose. Your next inhale lets that unravel. Left foot finds the floor, right foot across. Taking your feet as wide as the mat one more time. Knees knock in. Hands can be by your side as you slowly start your windshield wipers. Once again, checking in, maybe noticing the differences of your hips from one side to the other. And don't worry, left side, we're coming for you. And the next time your knees fall to the left, you're going to leave them there. Right hand comes by your side, left hand can find your belly. Your gaze can be over your right shoulder or eyes can be closed. And once again, want to get deeper into this, you're hooking your left knee over right, slowly starting to settle here. Your next inhale lets your right foot find the floor this time. Knees come back to center. You're at the figure 4 here when your foot lands on the right floor. So you could stay here, or you can thread the needle on second side, gently bringing right knee towards your nose. Only take this posture, this expression of the posture, if it's not making you shrug up your head and shoulders or making you breathless. Maybe thinking about a part of your body that you can send breath here to, and thinking that you love that you're doing the figure four posture instead of pigeon today, maybe. In your next inhale, let that right foot find the floor, uncrossing your legs, bringing knees into chest and rocking from side to side one last time before finding your Shavasana. I'm going to take my feet close to my body, one hand to heart, one hand to belly, one more time in this recline bound angle posture. And if you want to transition to a more traditional Shavasana corpse pose, you can go there. Finding the perfect spot for you to enjoy the last few moments of our class for rest and restoration. Knowing when the time is right, I will be here to bring you back. Enjoy. Slowly, ever so slowly, bringing your awareness back into the space that you're practicing in. awareness back to your breath, observing the sounds in the room around you. Maybe you can hear the wind chimes gently chiming in the breeze outside my window here. And when you feel ready, fully bringing some small movements back into your body as you gently wake yourself back up. Maybe repeating that right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder that we started with, coming full circle. And when you feel ready, allowing yourself to come over to one side or the other, whichever is calling you. Staying in fetal position maybe for a breath or two. And when you feel ready, pushing yourself up to a seat. Taking hands to heart center, bowing your chin. Gaze can be closed, your eyes can be lowered. Just taking a moment to thank yourself for taking this time to connect with yourself and connect with your heart, connecting with what love might mean to you, exploring how you may treat yourself with love versus others. Noticing any changes, may they be big or small, that your practice has brought to your body, your heart, and your mind. Know that the love is the bridge between you and everything. May you show yourself the same love that you may express to others. Know that the love and the light in my heart has too the love and the light in your heart. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening. And if you have time, you can rejoin me for Yoga Nidra in 15 minutes. If not, I will see you next